Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Check it out with Carmella-T. So glad you can join me today. I would love you to jump on board. So this little bunny is made of mohair, and I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about the logistics as you're going along making your needle felting projects. If you want something to stand up, you're going to have to test it as you go on, but you want the bottom of the feet or whatever it is you're making to be really flat, to be strong. This has to be solid. It can't be squishy like I was telling you in the other videos. You want to needle felt until it's solid, and test it as you go along. You may find some interesting facts that you didn't realize. I mean, even the ears on the bunny, you want to make sure they're even, so you're making them at the same time and you're measuring them together, because if they're not, it can make the make your bunny or whatever flop over. Now this bunny, I crocheted the scarf, I cut and sewed the dress, the fabric, and I did the same with the backpack. So this is a really cute little bunny. These that I make are collectibles or heirlooms for people. Now, I've sold a lot of these. I'm about to show you. A lot, they were popular before COVID. I was doing pretty good with these. But this is a little polar bear and her baby bear, and I make this with love out of my heart because I totally love polar bears and their babies. I mean, so many of us do. And this is a crocheted scarf. So now with this item, I had to make sure that this little polar bear that I made the baby polar bear, and then I put her underneath the mom. So you don't want to complicate things for you. If you're going to make the mom holding her little baby or whatnot, make the baby. Don't try to sculpt it, from like the outside and this and that. Make the little item, and then you can readjust it and do what you want from there to make it fit. And she stands up beautifully. I don't know if I can show you. I'm not able to lower this without, but she stands up beautifully. It's beautiful sculpture. This is a piece that I do. I do this to sell, and I don't put ridiculous prices on my things. If there's something you want, email me. It's in the information on my YouTube. I'm happy to make what you want. Now this guy, you might recognize him, but this is Bernie Sanders, and Bernie has lost his hat. I did have a hat for Bernie, but I made this when they had taken, a whole lot of artists did. I think there was one artist in particular who got quite a lot of attention, and maybe she was the first one out with it, but he had these big old mittens on with stripes that were made in Vermont. And so I just made a Bernie Sanders, and I do not have his hat, or else I would show that to you. But I took his socks were sweater material. I cut and sewed it, and you can see the little hand stitching there. And I did the same with his shorts. He's wearing shorts. I did the same. I actually sewed them right on the legs, and the same with the arms. And I made him a gnome. This is Gnome Sanders. This is Gnome Bernie Sanders of Vermont. The beard is all yarn, and his hair is yarn, and it's kind of fluffed out there because he always he has a little fluff up there in his head. And of course, the mittens are, felted wool, needle felted. So that's Bernie Sanders, and he sits. He's a gnome that actually sits on your shelf. So that's him. And I'm going to show you a couple others here. I'm giving you ideas of things that you can make as you get creative with your needle felting. And actually this is a beautiful dreadlock. And for those of you who love dreadlocks, this is really pretty. I mean, I love it. I feel like I could have made it thinner. I made a few of these to sell. I put a feather in it. I put jewelry in it. The thing about wool is, as you're going along, as I said in my other video, it doesn't have to be wool to wool or cotton to wool or silk to wool. You can play around with synthetic yarns, synthetic fabrics. Now you don't want to break that needle. If it's not going in real easy, it's not going to hook. Don't use it. But you can wrap jewelry around your wool item, whatever it is. You can sew fabrics onto it. You can needle felt feathers right into it. So this is a dreadlock, and I had put the loop here so you can actually tie it onto your hair, or you can tie it and make it a necklace if you want. So, and I'm going to show you just a couple more. And this is a little bird I had made, and actually this feather does not belong in the bird. I was just kind of messing around with that. This bird I made a while ago actually, and I made this little bluebird to specifically sit in this little nest. And you can see a little bit of the feathers could be refined a little bit, but this is the nest. Now, there's a lot of things you can do when you're making nests with, and I should probably do a whole video on it. You can use actual sticks from the outside. Sticks, fabrics, jewelry, whatever you want, you know, to make your nest. You can actually needle felt in and around all of these items. And it comes out really beautiful. There's so many ways to make nests. So that's a bird in a nest. And this one is another little gnome. This is this is like a pig gnome, or so, I just mixed it up. This is a creature gnome. I sewed the hat on. I put braids for the hair, just yarn. That's all it is, braided yarn. And you know, the bottom's nice and flat, so it can sit. It's going to sit on a shelf or sit somewhere. And I just wanted to mess around with the ears a little bit. And this is a sweater. This is actually wool, and I just needle felted it right into the wool creature. So that's a really cutesy piece. I love this piece. And I'm going to show you something on how creative you can get, because let's see here. I want to give you an idea on how creative you can get. And I guess I'm going to use this piece right here. And this is a little old, but I kept it because I want to remind myself on how creative you can get with pieces. So I love this little kind of bunny. You might call it a bunny because it has ears. And just a hat. I just wanted to see how the hat would go up. A couple different fabrics and scraps and a button. There's no face on it. A lot of these you can make without the eyes and the nose and whatnot. That's just an awesome ancient method of creating art, or antique-y kind of method. But this is just kind of creative. This is nothing in particular. I didn't put the feet on it really. I just put the ears, and I wasn't thinking anything in particular. So, but you can, and it doesn't, and there are no hard set rules. Like this has a lot of the fibers lifting, and I think when I did this is an older piece, but when I did this piece, I left it kind of like that because I liked it. And now, this is simply a ball, but what you can do with this is you take your wool and you lay it right on top of the ball. You can bring it right down to the bottom here, and you just needle felt all around. Keep lifting it. Don't needle felt the wool to the ball, but just keep lifting it and then needle felt, needle felt, needle felt. Super easy way to make a bowl. And that is how I made this little nest. So this could be a bowl easily, with a cover if I wanted it to be. I could needle felt this down even more and make it super thin. So these are just some ideas I wanted to share with you to get you going on your needle felting, and I will take pictures of these and so you can just look at them as an exhibit. But I wanted to talk about them first because there's so many different adorable little things you can do. And these are few of my favorite pieces. So I hope it inspires you, and if you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you.